What's up, football fanatics? The summer window is in full swing, and we've got major transfer battles lighting up Europe. Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester United are in a three-way war for Viktor Gyokeres, and it's getting messy. Darwin Núñez out, Gyökeres in. Arne Slot is reshaping the Reds for a title charge. Meanwhile at Arsenal, Nørgaard is being lined up to replace Partey. But wait, can he really share a dressing room with Martinelli after that horror tackle? And don't sleep on Wilfred Ndidi. Manchester United and Everton are circling, but there's Saudi money in the mix too. Transfer madness at its finest. Big clubs, bigger bids, and huge consequences for the season ahead. So smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we're dropping the biggest football stories every single day. Liverpool are ready to battle it out with Manchester United and Arsenal for Viktor Gyokeres, with their pursuit of fellow Swede Alexander Isak looking doomed. New boss Arne Slot is desperate to land a top striker ahead of their Premier League title charge. Isak, Liverpool's #1 target, is proving very difficult to pry away. Newcastle are preparing to make him the highest-paid player in their 132-year history. He already earns £130,000 a week, but the Toon want to reward his 27-goal season with a whopping £200,000 a week deal. So now, attention has shifted to Viktor Gyokeres. The £60 million rated Swedish star has smashed in 97 goals in 102 games since his move to Portugal just 2 years ago. Slot has been watching him for months, and he's not alone. Manchester United made him their top summer target after Ruben Amorim brought him to Sporting. But Gyökeres wants Champions League football, and United can't offer that. Arsenal already had a £55.3 million bid rejected, and they're expected to come back with a second offer. But now, Liverpool have entered the race. Gyökeres is currently at war with Sporting president Frederico Varandas over his price tag, and he's warned the club he won't return for pre-season training. Yes, he's got an £85 million release clause, but Sporting might settle for £65 million. Meanwhile, as Liverpool look to bolster their attack with Gyökeres, it looks like Darwin Núñez is heading to Napoli in a £42 million deal. On the defensive front, the Reds are also pushing hard to sign Marc Guéhi from Crystal Palace. He's in the final year of his contract, and Liverpool are confident of snapping him up for £35 million. That move would cover for the likely departure of Jadon Quansah, who's closing in on a £34 million switch to Bayer Leverkusen. What do you think, Reds fans? Will Gyökeres be the one to fire Liverpool to glory under Arne Slot, or should they fight harder for Isak? Let me know in the comments. Nørgaard is heading for an awkward reunion, and Arsenal fans are watching closely. The Brentford captain is the subject of a £9.3 million bid from Arsenal, and could soon be making the short trip across North London. Norgaard, 31, is being lined up as a direct replacement for Thomas Partey, with the Ghanaian set to leave the club this summer. Since arriving from Fiorentina in 2019, Norgaard has been a vital presence at Brentford, known for his tough tackling and no-nonsense approach in midfield. But here's where it gets spicy. Norgaard could be reunited with Gabriel Martinelli, the very player who accused him of a dangerous tackle just a few months ago. The clash happened during a tense Premier League match in April. Norgaard was shown a yellow card for a sliding challenge, but Martinelli, he wasn't having it. Speaking after the match, the Brazilian winger said, "I didn't see it again, but in the moment, if my foot was on the floor, he could have broken my leg." He said he didn't mean it, and I believe him, but still, he could have broken my leg. For me, that was a red. It was nasty. The game ended 1-1, with Yoane Wissa canceling out a rare Thomas Partey opener. But the memory of that challenge still lingers, and now they could become teammates at the Emirates. Arteta clearly sees something in Norgaard, especially with Jorginho already at Flamengo and Partey on the move. And despite signing a new 2-year contract back in March, turning down 4 Bosman offers, Brentford may now be willing to cash in. Meanwhile, Arsenal are closing in on a huge midfield signing. Martin Zubimendi, the real Sociedad maestro, was in London last week to finalize his move. At just 26, he's viewed as a long-term engine in the heart of Arteta's midfield. Sociedad reportedly want the deal done in July, for financial reasons, and Arsenal are prepared to pay slightly above his £51 million release clause to allow for payment in installments. So Gooners, could Norgaard bring the steel Arsenal need in midfield? Will Martinelli welcome him with open arms, or a cold shoulder? And is Zubimendi the real game changer for the Gunners? Let me know in the comments. Wilfried Ndidi, back to the Premier League. Manchester United and Everton are both showing strong interest in Leicester City star Wilfried Ndidi, according to fresh reports. The Nigerian midfielder, now 28, could be available for a cut-price fee this summer, after Leicester's shock relegation back to the Championship. According to TalkSport, Ndidi has a £9 million release clause in his contract due to the drop, and now, top-flight clubs are circling. Both Man United and Everton are eyeing the defensive powerhouse, attracted by his low fee and Premier League experience. Let's not forget, both clubs were linked with Ndidi last summer, when he was available as a free agent, but instead, he chose to re-sign at the King Power on a 3-year deal. But now, that deal could be cut short, with the Premier League calling again. For United, this could be a smart, budget-friendly move. With no European football for the first time since 2015, their transfer budget is tighter than ever. And with Casemiro potentially on his way out, midfield reinforcements are urgently needed for Ruben Amorim's new-look squad. But wait, there's competition. Clubs from Saudi Arabia are also said to be eyeing a move for Ndidi. So if United or Everton want him, they'll need to act fast. Ndidi made 28 Premier League appearances for Leicester last season, and chipped in with 5 assists. Not bad for a holding midfielder. Meanwhile, United's summer business is already heating up. They've signed Matheus Cunha from Wolves for £62.5 million. A big move to boost their attack. And they've tabled a second offer for Bryan Mbeumo of Brentford, reportedly worth over £60 million. But as players come in, others are heading out. Marcus Rashford could be on his way to Barcelona on loan, and Jadon Sancho is closing in on a shock move to Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. So, what do you think? Is Wilfried Ndidi the kind of smart signing United need right now? Can Everton pull it off? And are we about to see a massive shake-up at Old Trafford? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. These are a previews istings of Senefire, forgotten man Tyrell Malacia, struggling to find a way out of Manchester United. According to The Athletic, left-back Tyrell Malacia is having a hard time finding the exit door at Old Trafford, despite manager Ruben Amorim's clear desire to offload out-of-favor stars. While the spotlight has been on big names like Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Alejandro Garnacho, Malacia? He seems to be stuck in limbo. The 25-year-old Dutchman, with 9 international caps, spent the final 3 months of the 2024-25 season on loan at PSV Eindhoven. But now, there's little to no interest in bringing him in this summer. Signed from Feyenoord back in 2022 for £13 million, Malacia's United career never truly got off the ground. And now, with Amorim rebuilding, he's been left behind. Meanwhile, the Red Devils have other priorities. Top of the list, Bryan Mbeumo, and United are closing in. They've submitted a second bid worth over £60 million for the Brentford star, after their initial offer of £45 million plus £10 million in add-ons was rejected. The goal is clear: get the deal done before preseason kicks off on July 7th. So, how would Mbeumo fit into Amorim's system? Former Premier League defender Sebastian Bassong told the BBC, his main asset is football IQ. The way he moves into space, he gets out of trouble, out of tight situations. He's not the kind of player who just runs blindly into defenders. He's smart, unpredictable, and dangerous. Bassong added, he's quick, not just physically, but in how he moves. Always on the move, always probing. He's resilient. He's the type of player who hurts teams. And when it comes to his position, Bassong believes Mbeumo thrives on the wing, where he has space to operate, not cramped behind the striker where his creativity would be limited. But he also believes in Amorim's tactical mind. Ruben Amorim is a forward-thinking coach. If he's pushing for Mbeumo, he knows exactly how he wants to use him. I'm sure they've already had conversations, and if this deal happens, they'll make it work. So Man United fans, is it time to move on from Tyrell Malacia? And is Bryan Mbeumo the right man to bring pace and creativity to Amorim's attack? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for all the latest transfer news from Old Trafford. Robbie Keane has spoken, and he wants Jack Grealish at Tottenham. Mom. The former Spurs striker says Grealish is a real Tottenham player and has urged his old club to make the move happen. The England star, now 29, has no future at Manchester City after being completely frozen out by Pep Guardiola. Everton are said to be circling, but Keane wants Tottenham to win the race for the former £100 million man. Speaking to Betway, Keane said, "I love Jack. I think he's a wonderful football player, and he's a real Tottenham player with the way he plays and moves on the pitch. I really think he could fit into the Tottenham team, whether it's on the left, as a high number 8, or as a number 10. I'd definitely be hoping for that move to happen." Keane, now manager of Hungarian side Ferencváros, believes Spurs need at least 2 or 3 new signings this summer, starting with a holding midfielder. If Christian Romero leaves, then another center-back is a must. But Keane isn't stopping there. He's also keeping a close eye on the winger market, and Thomas Frank is reportedly pushing hard for reinforcements. 2 big names on the radar? Eberechi Eze from Crystal Palace, and Bryan Mbeumo, the former Brentford star who smashed in 20 goals last season. Keane had high praise for Mbeumo too. Bryan Mbeumo is one I think could come in and fit well. He's had a good season, scored goals, got assists, and now you've got clubs like Manchester United looking at him. I'd expect him to do very well at Spurs. So, Spurs fans, is Jack Grealish the kind of creative spark you need under Ange Postecoglou? Would Bryan Mbeumo be a smart addition to the attack? And how many players do you think Tottenham really need this summer? What a window it's turning out to be. From Gyökeres' transfer tug-of-war, to Norgaard's possible reunion with Martinelli, to Ndidi's shock Premier League return, this summer is just getting started. Helps, now it's your turn. Who should Liverpool go all in on? Gyökeres or Isak? Will Norgaard win over the Arsenal fans? And is Ndidi the smart move United or Everton need right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm reading every single one. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the vid. Smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never miss a transfer bombshell. Until next time, stay sharp, stay passionate, and I'll catch you in the next update. Peace out, football fam.